Hello and welcome back to Mince Bob, the only game show on national television focused solely around bobbing for hunks of mince in a giant pool of bolognese. And it's time for us to meet some new contestants. Samantha Rapscallion is 29 and works as a typist in Leeds. She's got a hypermobile tongue, so let's see how much mince she can lap up tonight. Angus McAngus is 29 and works as a typist in Leeds. He's hoping his pronounced underbite will help him to slough up a hearty portion of mince. And finally, Peter Prendergast is 29 and works as a typist in Leeds. He describes himself as a flirty almost 30 who lives for ground beef, which seems appropriate. And what an attractive bunch they are. Now, if I could ask all our new contestants to join me by the ball pool, because it's Crowley time. Hello, and welcome to Crowley Time with me, Tom Crowley. With me, Tom Crowley. Are you worried about money? Sorry, what am I saying? Of course you are. Besides the ever-accelerating spread of what scientists are calling supercapitalism, the global pandemic has also added never-before-seen pressures to our lives, many of which impact our work lives and our earnings. And on a deeper psychological level, living in lockdown makes it harder to define what success really is. You might be sitting in your elegant beachside penthouse, gazing enviously at the slightly larger elegant beachside penthouse next door, knowing you'll never be truly happy until you've got a bigger elegant beachside penthouse than that bastard. Or, like most of us, you might feel like king of the world because you actually got out of bed and put on some real daytime trousers today. So, in this strange landscape, how do we define success? This thought has been troubling me lately, so I thought I'd use this episode to look into the matter, alongside our usual programme of sketches, characters and difficult encounters, of course. I decided I'd speak to an authority on the nature of success. Terence Tez Tucker went to my school and came back once to do a talk about how much money he makes when I was 16. Back then, he was only 27, but he is now a youthful 44-year-old billionaire and has been retired for 14 years. I asked Tez if he could help me to figure out whether financial success and happiness go hand in hand, and he very graciously agreed as long as he didn't have to read anything.
Go for Tez!
Hello, Tez. It's Tom.
Yo, Tommy boy. Yeah, the interview. Nice one.
Are you okay to talk, Tez?
Yeah. Sorry if there's a bit of background noise. I'm at Kanye West's illegal divorce party in international waters. It's super spread-tastic. Woohoo!
Oh, wow. Aren't you worried you might get ill, what with the whole ongoing global pandemic situation?
No, mate, no. We're all drinking the secret medicinal milk made of boiled up children's bones that only incredibly rich people are allowed. In fact, Tom, do me a massive one and forget I said that, yeah? Bollinger Spritzer. Cheers, mate. Lovely.
Well, it sounds like you're having a lot of fun.
Tell me about it. This is day 3 of the party, my lad, and I am absolutely blazed as shit.
Okay, well, I thought you could tell the listeners.
Listeners. Sorry, it's just funny. Carry on.
I just thought you could tell us about how you became so incredibly successful.
I'm not just successful, Tom. I'm rich, which is better because it's defined by an amount of money. And my amount of money at this very moment is a global crime, if you know what I mean.
And how did that come about?
Well, it's a tale as old as time, broski. Parents were dirt poor, just eking out their days in a single detached 4-bedroom in West Hampstead. And I said, no, not for me, this pauper's existence. So I learned all I could about fundraising, investments, marketing, all that sort of thing.
At university?
No, just on Alta Vista and shit. So I've just left sixth form and I'm living off my paltry allowance in a converted warehouse by the Thames. And my flatmate Gavin, great guy, old school chum, he invents an algorithm that can detect whether someone's gullible or not based solely on how they browse the net. And, of course, the targeted advertising peeps start bashing our door down within minutes.
Wow, so you and Gavin went into business together?
Yeah, more or less. I told him I could broker the licensing of his algorithm to all these Silicon Valley wags and set myself up as CEO of Gully Seek Incorporated. Of course, poor old Gav had never really done contracts before, so I was able to screw him out of any of the proceeds of his own invention basically immediately. So it was the fast lane to $1 billion for old Tez Tux.
Didn't that cause some friction between the two of you?
I don't know really. I haven't seen him since he signed the contract. Lol.
Right. What's Gavin up to now?
Well, you know, Timothy, I haven't heard much about him lately, but the last I heard he was still in London and he was dead.
Okay, this might sound like an obvious question, but don't you feel any guilt about how you became incredibly rich by stealing your friend's invention and essentially adding nothing to the project yourself?
Yeah, that does come up in conversation from time to time, Tom, and honestly, I'd have to say the answer is no.
This might be a presumptuous question to ask.
Fire away, Tom, I genuinely don't care.
Are you a psychopath?
Well, John Ronson interviewed me once, if that's what you mean. No, but it's hard to tell, Tom, because over the last 20 years, there haven't been many days where I haven't been absolutely blitzed off my tits on either sports energy drinks or pointlessly expensive booze. So I haven't been what you might call in touch with my feelings, per se.
All right. Well, Tez, this brings me to my project for this episode. Do you mind if we do a little experiment?
Oh, sounds kinky.
Well, I wondered if you could take some time to ponder a question for me.
Yeah, shoot.
Are you happy?
Whoa, that's a biggie.
Yes, exactly. Well, you don't have to answer now, but if you have a think about it, I'll call back later and check in.
That sounds like a plandango, mon frere. Anyway, Yeezy's setting up the projector to show us his collection of funny videos of the north of England, so I better skedoodle. Ciao!
Well, gosh. I feel sort of sticky, like I've just crawled out of a sewage pipe or some sort of mass grave. But nevertheless, we'll check back in with Tez later in the show to see if he has any more insights. He certainly does seem to have done very well for himself. But then, as we will likely discuss, success takes many forms. Oh, hold on, it looks like someone called while we were talking.
Hello, this is Crowley Time with me, Tom Crowley with me, Tom Crowley. We can't take your call at the moment. Please leave your message after the tone.
Hello, Tom. This is Amy from Radio Palace. I've been looking at the accounts, and your payments on that iPod you rented are now 3 months overdue. So, in line with company policy, we're going to have to send a couple of large men around tomorrow to repossess it. And as part of our COVID safety policy, it is my duty to inform you that they will not be masked.
Right. Well, there's that to look forward to. Anyway, speaking of things that make people happy and things that are very successful, there's a film franchise that I really love, which I was delighted to hear is finally coming back. He laid waste to Camp Crystal Lake.
You guys want to make out?
He took Manhattan.
Hey, I'm walking here.
He pursued his victims as far as outer space.
Guys, the chemical toilet's backed up again?
He even defeated the scourge of nightmares, Freddy Krueger.
Guys, the chemical toilet's backed up again.
Now see Jason Voorhees as you've never seen him before. Welcome to l'École des Arts, Monsieur Voorhees. Born to a penniless Dutch basket-weaving family in 1890, young Jason Voorhees dreams of a world of creativity and freedom.
Jason, you are wasting your time with these etchings. If our family is ever to escape this squalor, you must learn a trade. Don't you dare speak to me that way.
Please, Elias, do not fight with the boy. He must have his hope.
Will his hope put food on the table? Will his hope fix the roof of the shed?
But on the eve of his 19th birthday, Jason throws away everything he has to escape to the home of the Bohemian life, the City of Lights, Paris.
Your room is in here. It is a hole, but it is cheap, farm boy. As if we need another artist littering up the streets and poorhouses of our city. Buff.
Sponsored by a well-meaning industrialist, Jason finds himself enrolled at the city's prestigious École des Arts.
Your work as promised, young Monsieur Voorhees. But at the école, you must work like you have never worked before. Be honest and true, and show the world what you are capable of, Jason.
But it isn't long before Jason makes the acquaintance of Juliette, the beautiful daughter of the École's forbidding président.
Jason, the lights of Paris reflect so beautifully off your hockey mask. Oh, Jason.
And when Monsieur le Président finds out about their liaison, he is less than pleased.
What will it take for you to never see my daughter again, you low-born whelp? 1,000 francs? 2,000? Name your price.
Jason must choose between his future as an artist and the love of his life.
Look, Jason, I may only be Henri Matisse, founder of Fauvism, but I say you must follow your heart, you hear? Now drink this bottle of absinthe with me.
As Jason's plight pushes him further and further into a mire of drink and depression, an unexpected face arrives at the Gare du Nord.
Jason, it is I, your father. Your mother is dead. You must return with me to our basket-weaving cottage in Oosterhout.
Can Jason convince his father to let him continue his studies in Paris? Will he be able to slip free of the Green Fairy's grip? And what of the beautiful Juliette?
Father, you cannot expel Jason. You mustn't.
It is my school, Juliette. I can do whatever I like. This scoundrel is out. Fini!
But father, I'm carrying his baby.
What?
I'm sorry, Papa.
Get out of here, Voorhees. Get out of my school. I'll see to it that you never draw in this town again.
Find out in Vendredi le 13 chapitre 11, La Belle Époque. Coming soon to a third-tier streaming service near you.
Jason, I may only be Henri Matisse, the founder of Fauvism, but I must tell you, this absinthe is kicking my ass. You said it, mon ami.
Well, I know I'll be making some popcorn at home and pretending to be in the cinema for that one. I've actually set up a home theatre system where I put the film on, then alongside it I play a recording of the most boring people in the world talking so I can shush it. It's almost like being there. Speaking of experiences, let's get back to our billionaire consultant Tez Tucker and see if he's come to any conclusions about happiness.
Go for Tez Tux.
Tez, hi, it's Tom again.
Oh yes, the muggle. How's it hanging, Home Slice? Reuse any tea bags lately?
Ha ha, great. How's the party?
We've landed, as a matter of fact. Everybody fancied a bit of exercise, so we've docked on an island somewhere and we're hunting some men. Oh, look, there's one. Oh, tits, that was Prince Harry. Hank, that was me. Sorry. You absolute wank stain, Tucker. I can't feel my fingers. Go back to the cabin, you doofus. They'll get you stitched up. Okay, but I'm really cheesed off about this, you know. Yeah. Call me when you get your royal status back, you tosspot. Sorry, Tom, what were you saying?
Wow. No, I was just wondering if you've had any time to think about that happiness question.
The what? Oh, yeah. Not many developmentos on that L front, Tommy boy. It's a tricky one. I mean, are you happy?
Yes, I am.
God, really? Okay.
Maybe if we defined happiness, that might help you to answer the question.
Sure, let's give that a whack.
Well, the psychologist Abraham Maslow defined a pyramid of needs, with basic physical needs at the bottom and the idea of self-actualization at the top.
Well, there's your answer, Tommy boy. I own several pyramids.
No, it's not. It's a symbolic pyramid.
Yeah, they've got loads of symbols. Hieroglyphics, the salesman said. Very chic.
Well, how can I phrase this differently?
Tick-tock, Tom. If I don't bag at least one of these beggars, I'm going to be made to feel quite the silly cunt back at base.
Okay, I guess happiness is feeling at peace with the world around you, feeling content with who you are, at least most of the time.
Paul! Oh, slippery bugger. Sorry about that, Tom. Carry on.
Well, I'm not sure. It's a really difficult question, isn't it?
See, what did I tell you? Real bum scratcher.
I suppose the real question is what if you stopped? What if you took a few hours away from the booze and the energy drinks?
And the cocaine?
Yes, and the cocaine, and the parties, and the hunting people, and were just yourself for a moment. Would you be happy then?
Gosh darn, buddy, you really are blowing my mind here. Oh, and speaking of which... Yes! Chalk one up for the Tuckinator.
Oh my god, I've just heard someone die.
What's that?
Sorry, nothing. Look, I really think I should just leave you to it, but maybe you could have a think about it and get back to me another time?
Fabio, later's masturbator.
Bloody hell. I wasn't prepared for that. Let's take a little break and hear a message from this episode's sponsor. How's it hanging, dickhole? It's me, Mike Shinbone from Shinbone Entrepreneurials. And if you can quit searching for pennies up your ass for 5 seconds, I got a great new service to tell you about. That's right, it's my new agency, Shinbone Legal Solutions.
Did your third ex-wife find out about that $100 you like to keep hidden inside your pillow shaped like a woman and now she's suing you for custody? Did you fake a road accident for the insurance money and now the insurer has found new security camera footage that puts you right in the crap hole? Maybe you just got arrested at the donut shop for making unwanted advances on the glazing machine and you need somebody to tell a jury of your peers that you're not as big a sack of shit as you look. Well, whatever your problem, Shinbone Legal is the perfect firm for lazy, sad bastards like you who can't afford any of the lawyers you see on the billboards down by the wharf. Now, I don't want to bullshit anybody. I never went to what you might call your conventional law school, but what do those uptight douchebags know? The whole scheme is just a racket to convince honest, hard-working chumps to shell out thousands of bucks just to teach them how to wear a nice suit. I'd like to go down to that Harvard Law School and show those snooty fucks just how we lace up a shoe in Jersey. Maybe that'd make them put down their champagne and crab cakes and stop fucking their secretaries behind their other secretaries' backs for 5 seconds. I'm sorry, this is a sore point for me. Anyway, the point is, instead of hooking up an intravenous drip straight from my wallet to some board member's kid's trust fund, I found a less bullshit way forward and started up my own law school, the Shinbone Rancocas Creek College of Law. It turns out if you slip the right guy at City Hall at 10, you can accredit whatever the fuck you want. I set myself up as a funeral officiant and a licensed chiropractor on the same trip, just by popping out to get the guy a cup of coffee and a jelly donut, but I digress. The Shinbone Rancocas Creek College of Law has a world-beating 2-week law course which cuts out all that boner-eradicating ethics crap and offers bar passage while you wait, and it has one graduate, yours truly, Mike Shinbone, attorney at law and law-adjacent shit. Pleased to make your fucking acquaintance. Here at Shinbone Law Solutions, we practice the celebrated look at this asshole defense strategy, where merely stating the circumstances of your life can get even the most tenacious charges dropped and stamped to pieces like a hot bag of Chick-fil-A at a Pride event. This technique is effective 3 out of 4 times so far, as in this recent trial which I recorded illegally. Your Honor, the charge of blasting a piss on a war memorial is a very serious one, and the act itself is so reprehensible that even saying it out loud, I can barely stop myself from vomiting copiously onto this beautiful silk tie available exclusively from the Shinbone Entrepreneurial's catalog. We have seen the body cam footage and heard the arresting officer's testimony, and it is safe to say that there is no doubt that my client is guilty of this totally inexcusable offense. But Your Honor, members of the jury, I implore you. Look at this asshole. Just look at this asshole right here. This guy looks like the kind of pathetic shitheel who would have to steal cash out of his demented grandmother's purse just to pay the rent on the van that he currently sleeps in. This shit-for-brains loser is just the kind of jerk that you would find standing on top of a pile of broken glass in a dumpster behind a strip joint just to peer in through the window of the staff bathroom in the hopes of seeing one of the girls take a dump. And I voluntarily violate attorney-client privilege to inform you all that he has in fact done all of these things.
For this and several other reasons, I am declaring this a mistrial.
You dirty cheating fuck, Your Honor!
Bailiff, restrain the defending counsel.
I know where you live, you jumped-up tennis umpire! Get off me, you fucking mook, before I stick this pen where the sun fears to tread! See? That was the one time it didn't work. Thinking about it now, I probably shouldn't have chosen that clip to play on this ad, but hey, it gives you the gist. What do you want from me anyway, a fucking 3-ring circus? Nobody's making you hire me, dick. The Shinbone Defense Package is a one-size-fits-all service and is available at the measly price of $300, payable in 3 manageable installments. $100 when I accept the brief, $100 if I turn up to the court date, and $100 if you get off. If you don't get off, too bad, douchebag. I get $200 and you get a stretch in the slam. Maybe you shouldn't have waved your bare ass at that school in the first place, huh? You ever think of that? If you are in need of legal representation and you don't consider yourself such a fucking big shot that you require an attorney who wears full-length pants, then come to me, Mike Shinbone of Shinbone Legal Solutions. You can find me in the phone book under Romeo Balltree Bait and Tackle. That's my cousin's store, but he lets me use the phone. They said I needed a landline number for the business, and I said, well, I disconnected my landline last year because it ain't 1908 anymore, William Howard Taft. Maybe you ought to put down that opium pipe and consider joining us here in the 21st century, you backwards caveman fuck. You wouldn't believe it. We got all kinds of cool shit here in this modern world, like cell phones and electric books and carriages that pull them fucking selves. Jesus, I'm sorry. You didn't need to hear all that. I got a bug up my ass ever since my brother died a few weeks back. He went to one ironic Christmas luau and got a hot load of coronavirus right to the face. Less than a month later, boom, he's dead. The COVID made him so woozy he never saw the garbage truck coming. But after hiring me as his defense attorney, the driver got let off with a 6-month driving ban. So call Mike Shinbone of Shinbone Legal Solutions, and maybe, just maybe, if you hire me, I'll finally have the cash to bury my brother. Seriously, he deserves better than being propped up in the closet of my mom's second-best bedroom. He was a good kid. Except when he huffed paint, but that wasn't entirely his own fault. Look, the point is, call me, you fucking creep. The end. Thanks, Mike. Well, listeners, there's still no word back from Tez as far as I know. Oh, hang on, there's something on the answer machine.
When it comes to happiness, well, I can still remember the Blitz, and so ever since then, my definition of happiness is going to bed feeling pretty certain that your house won't be destroyed during the night. Although I suppose you can never really be 100% certain, especially not if you live the way I do.
Huh. Fascinating. Still no idea when we'll hear back from Tez, though, listeners. I suppose we'll just have to wait. I think I'll pass the time with one of my favourite time-annihilating hobbies. Video games. I've been playing this Mario game lately, right? It's brilliant. Yeah, perfect. I'll just pop that on for a minute or two. Okay, just one more crack at this cow beetle man, and then bed. It's about time. Oh my god, how can it be 4 a.m? I should really get some sleep. But no. I'm pretty sure I just need one more try to get past this boss.
Oh, no!
Oh dear. That should have worked. Just one more try.
Wahoo!
Ah, good old Mario. Unbeatable. You try to knock him down and he just gets right back up on the horse. Or the dinosaur. Or isn't there a big leopard in this one? Whatever it is, he just gets back up on it with a smile on his face.
Oh, no!
Oh, sugar. Oh, well.
Wahoo!
Ah, there he goes. You know, I bet this is what they had in mind, those game developers. Mario shows us that not everything is finite. Some things are eternal, some things do last forever. Mario will always get back up and carry on with his jumping adventure.
Well, you almost got it, Tom.
Huh?
Just a second.
Oh, hello! Mario, you crawled out of my telly.
Forgive my presumption. Room for a small one?
Small is right, you're only 6 inches tall.
You sound surprised. Isn't that the size I was on the TV?
Oh, I suppose so. Are you really here, or am I hallucinating from lack of sleep?
What does it matter, Tom? If you believe that I am here, then I am here.
Isn't that solipsism?
I prefer to think of it as a kind of Cartesian dualism.
Okay.
Now, Tom, I think you got a little lost somewhere along the way.
You can say that again. It's 4 a.m. and I'm sitting on the floor of my living room talking to a small plumber.
If I had a thinner skin, I could take offense to that, Tom.
Sorry, Super Mario.
Just Mario is fine, honestly. Now you say I represent eternity.
Oh, something like that, I guess.
Because I get up over and over again, even if I have been squashed by a big man that is also a brick, or fall into a space hole.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Not quite, Tom.
Oh.
You see, I don't so much represent eternity as I do the permission to fail.
That sounds much worse.
So you might think, and so sometimes it is. But failure is very important in life, Tom.
Oh, sure, everybody needs to learn to accept failure, but shouldn't we try to avoid it as best we can?
Since when was it your choice?
Well, it's important to try your best, isn't it?
Yes, and many of us, most of us, we do. But how often is our failure our own fault?
Well, there are some people who say it's always our own fault. There's nobody to blame but ourselves.
Only if you believe you can control every aspect of your universe. And I'm sorry to say, that is not a very realistic ambition, Tom.
Someone controls every aspect of your universe. A team of people, they decide what color the trees are, how high the hills are.
And not one of them is me.
Huh.
And not one of them is you.
No.
Even if one of the team from Nintendo plays the game as me, even that person is not, at that moment, in total control of that world. Even Shigeru Miyamoto himself, holding the game controller, is not, in that moment, in control of the world around him, around me.
Whoa.
You're right.
I know I am. Would you like some cannoli?
No thanks, Mario. 1 a.m.'s my cutoff on cannoli.
Shoot yourself. So you see, you can prepare yourself for any of life's challenges as much as you like, but the strange and random forces of chance will always outnumber you.
Then isn't it pointless to try?
Do you think that?
No, I don't think so.
No. Look at me.
I am looking at you, and you said you represent failure.
I represent the reality of failure, the acceptance of failure.
What's the difference?
Think about me. Think about my existence. I start at the beginning of the level and I set off on a jumping adventure.
Wahoo!
That's right. But if I slip and fall, or if that flying ant stings me with its colorful party hat...
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. And if that happens again and again enough times, I am defeated for good and must go back to the beginning.
Well, in the recent games, you just lose 10 coins when you die.
Yes, but what happens when the last 10 coins are gone?
Oh, no.
Exactly. But no matter how far back you have to go, whether it is the start of the level or the very beginning of the game, you can always start again. And you must sweat and toil and go through all the things you have already faced. But if you can do that, then when you reach the point where you failed before, perhaps this time you might succeed.
But perhaps not.
Perhaps not. But does that stop you when you play my game?
No.
No! You go back and try again. And I am there for you to tell you that we can start again as many times as you need.
So is that not eternity?
Not quite. Eternity goes on and on by itself. You make the decision to pick up the controller. You make the decision to venture into creepy crevice once more.
This is really interesting, Mario.
Thank you.
But it's a little harder to fail in real life than in a game.
Yes, this is true. Maybe you need to feel it for yourself.
What do you mean? Hey, let me go.
Come with me, Tom. I will show you.
Mario, let go of my arm. Oh, slow down. I almost bumped into that giant chair leg. Wait. No, it's not. I'm getting smaller.
Come into the game, Tom, then you will understand.
No, Mario, I don't want to. I'm not strong like you. I can't jump as high.
Come on,
if I
Tom.
fall, I can't come back.
Come on,
the extra life number next to the drawing of my head in the corner of the screen always says 0.
Let's go.
No, it's morning. And I'm still sitting here on the floor in my living room. Oh, I suppose I was dreaming. I must have been. Oh, my neck. This is why you shouldn't stay up all night playing video games, I suppose. Oh, sorry, listeners. I better tidy up. Let me just clear away my game controller and this incredibly tiny cannoli. Oh my god! Oh no, wait, it's a single grain of rice. Oh well, never mind that then. I better check my messages.
Do you, ever think about the guy who invented money? He was like, this is a piece of paper which is a promise to deliver the value of a thing. And everybody was probably like, what? But now in the future, everybody uses it all the time. So in a way, I guess, he was right.
Sounds like I'm not the only one who's been staying up too late. Well, listeners, if we're not going to hear back from Tez anytime soon, I should probably bring this episode to a... just in time. Hello?
Tommy boy, it's Tezamundo. I've got to tell you, I really owe you one, buddy. Pondering this question has really opened up my mind box about this whole life thingy.
Oh, well, that's great. Maybe instead of owing me one, you could give me some money.
No! Seriously though, Tombola, I did exactly what you said with the not partying and what have you, and the experience was seriously Magic Town.
Oh, fantastic. Well, could you tell me and the listeners how it was?
So last night I got back to my main apartment, the one in the head of the massive statue of Jesus in Rio, and I did exactly what you said. I just sat there on the Chin Terrace with my thoughts, looking out over the city, and the most amazing thing happened.
Yeah?
Without any distractions or anything, my mind cleared, and I suddenly started thinking about all the people out there less fortunate than myself. From the ordinary men and women clocking in and out every day to feed their families, right the way down to the seriously impoverished, like those starving communities in Africa and Donald Trump.
Right.
I didn't even mean to do it. I just cleared my head, and there they were, filling my mind, and I just couldn't help but think to myself, What a pile of dicks!
Beg pardon?
It was incredible. I just kept thinking about all these different people from all over the world and how much better I am than absolutely all of them. I mean, look at everything I've got. Look at everything I've done in my life. My net worth is literally more than that of most countries. And I realised, yes, I am happy. I'm so happy. I mean, when you think about it, how can I not be? My life is brilliant.
Right.
So thanks again, Tombo. You've really shown me something profound here. If I'm ever feeling less than 1,000% fabuloso, I'll just think of all those shitty people and what a shit time they're probably having. Sorry, I just thought about them again.
Good. Well, you're welcome, I guess.
Bullseye. Well, I'm going to pour myself a 400-year-old scotch and have a wank in Jesus' nose. Farewellsville.
Well, I suppose we got our answer then, listeners. And if you're anything like me, you will now begin trying to forget this ever happened. As for me, I may not be an international billionaire, but I feel like the richest man on earth every time a new person signs up to support this show on Patreon. We've had quite a few new arrivals over the last month, and I'd like to thank all of you newcomers, as well as those loyal friends who've been supporting me in making whatever this is since it began. If you'd like to help me to keep making this odd box of fun, please do consider signing up to the tune of $2, £2 or €2 per episode depending on your location over at patreon.com/crowleytime. When you do, you'll get access to this episode's bonus material as well as all previous extra goodies. If your business empire has yet to flourish and you'd rather support the show non-financially, then please do consider reviewing it on whatever you're listening to it on right now. It helps to spread the word about the show, and it makes me feel positively delicious every time. The next episode will be released the day that the Out Here brothers say, "Boom, boom, boom, let me hear you say wayo," and nobody replies wayo. So make sure to subscribe, so you'll be alerted at the precise moment that happens. Everything you've just heard was made by me, Tom Crowley. Please submit all praise, questions, or complaints to @atomcrowley on Twitter. To help me pay off my iPod rental debts, go to patreon.com/crowleytime and become a supporter today. And remember, a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, but when they changed Cocoa Pops to Choco Krispies, everybody went spare, so think on. And that's time! Well, it's a strong effort from all three contestants, but who is the winner? Over to Graham with the scores. In third place, it's Angus, with a very respectable £12 of mince. Unlucky, Angus. In second, it's Peter with 12.5, and that means in first, it's our winner, Samantha, with a whopping 1.5 stone of mince. Samantha! Absolutely incredible! Samantha, you're our mince-bobbing champion this week. How do you feel?
I need to lie down.
We'll see if we can't sort that for you, Samantha. Well, everyone, thanks for watching, and make sure to tune in next week when the ground meat really will be flying. Mince bye!